Hi, Pat. Go Muskies! Woo!
Welcome to Watch Mojo's Whatever Happened To. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrity movie appearances before they were stars. Number 10, Chris Evans, Not Another Teen Movie. We're kicking things off with one of the most prolific actors of the superhero era of Hollywood. Before he was Captain America, before he was the Human Torch really, 19-year-old Chris Evans was finding his stride in one of those movies. Playing the popular jock archetype in Not Another Teen Movie, his character was a direct parody of Freddie Prinze Jr.'s role from She's All That, jet black hair included. Hardly the best parody movie to ever grace the silver screen, though hardly the worst if we're being honest, but Evans' comedic funny bone is on full display all the same.
Hungry?
Number 9, Matt Damon, Mystic Pizza. Matt Damon wouldn't get his breakout role until he was 26 years old with the advent of Good Will Hunting. However, his first film appearance came in 1988's Mystic Pizza, where a 17-year-old Damon played the younger brother of one of the male romantic interests. Damon's scene comes when Julia Roberts' character meets her yuppie boyfriend's family over dinner, and seeing as it's a romantic comedy, it does not go well.
Mom, do you want my green stuff?
As he asks his mother if she wants any of his green stuff. The cameo is unmistakable, as even over 30 years later, Matt Damon still looks pretty much the same. Number 8, Kerry Washington, Save the Last Dance. Save the Last Dance was quite the box office earner when it debuted in 2001, roughly making back its budget tenfold. How many people realized that they were in the presence of a future star in a young Kerry Washington, playing the friend to Julia Stiles' Sarah? Washington, who turned 23 during filming, gives quite the impassioned performance in her first big role, gracefully conveying the themes of racial integration and squandered youth.
Here you come white, so you gotta be right. And you take one of the few decent men we have left after jail, drugs, and drive-by.
Number 7, Jennifer Aniston, Leprechaun. This one won't be hard to recognize, as it came out the year before Jennifer Aniston's breakout role on the hit sitcom Friends. What is surprising, however, is how she survived this campy schlockfest, both literally and figuratively. Here she plays the ostensible final girl who uncovers a sadistic leprechaun at a farmhouse in North Dakota that's definitely not actually in California. From there, the 23-year-old Aniston and the rest of the cast do a lot of running around as the plot tries to figure out how to fill a 92-minute runtime. Still, watching Aniston play off the always energetic Warwick Davis is a real treat.
What the hell are you?
I'm a leprechaun, me dear.
Number 6, Elijah Wood, Back to the Future Part 2. Wood is so young in this one, and it's such a small part that you might miss it if you're not looking for it. Most of us know Elijah Wood as playing Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. However, he was just a mere 8 when he debuted in Back to the Future Part 2. Set in the then future of 2015, the scene comes when Marty McFly visits a retro diner and notices a couple of kids tinkering with an arcade machine.
Hey, play this thing.
I'll show you, kid.
He shows them how it's done, but they are thoroughly unimpressed. That's when we get a good look at the future Hobbit. They can't all be PS4s, kid. Number 5, Jim Parsons, Garden State. Ever since his first appearance as Sheldon Cooper on the hit CBS sitcom The Big Bang Theory in 2007, it's been difficult to see Jim Parsons playing anything other than either a giant nerd, a brainy know-it-all, or both. Apparently that typecast precedes the show, as even before that he was playing Tim, an armored employee of Medieval Times Dinner and Tournament in Zach Braff's directorial debut, Garden State.
Kuntar Patiki Maya. Al-Fook Su.
Apparently his collaboration with Braff went well, as he would later appear in Braff's second feature, Wish I Was Here. Number 4, Amy Adams, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Usually when you star in a teen flick, you figure one or two of your castmates will go on to have a lengthy career, but we doubt anyone figured a 24-year-old Amy Adams would become a 6-time Oscar nominee. Sure, the mockumentary Drop Dead Gorgeous has a number of notable young faces such as Kirsten Dunst and Brittany Murphy, but we'd be damned if we didn't pick Adams out of the crowd. She plays the hysterically ditzy Leslie, just one of the many contestants in the Sarah Rose Cosmetics Mount Rose American Teen Princess pageant. While she may only have one second runner-up in the pageant, she'll always be a winner in our book.
I got second place.
Third.
Huh?
Number 3, Alexander Skarsgard, Zoolander. These days, we think of Alexander Skarsgard as being on the beefier side, whether it be in his breakout role of Eric Northman on True Blood, or as the king of the jungle himself, Tarzan. However, 24-year-old Skarsgard was noticeably skinnier in Zoolander, at least compared to his male model roommates. It's one of the funniest scenes in an already hysterical movie, as the roommates bicker and allow their heightened senses of self to warp their worldview.
Have you ever heard of styling gel?
Thankfully, they're able to come together and lift Derek's spirits over the one thing that's always sure to do the trick. It's just a shame they had to die in a freak gasoline fight accident. Number 2, Johnny Depp, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp has made a career out of playing unrecognizably eccentric characters, be it Captain Jack Sparrow, Willy Wonka, or the Mad Hatter. However, his most unrecognizable role might be in his first A Nightmare on Elm Street, due to how normal it is. He plays Glenn Lance, boyfriend of main character Nancy Thompson. Despite suffering from nightmares himself and discovering the bodies of his 2 friends, he refuses to believe it's the work of deceased serial killer Freddy Krueger. His doubt proves to be the death of him as he falls asleep on the job and pays the consequences, resulting in one of the bloodiest movie deaths ever. Number 1, Tom Hardy, Black Hawk Down. Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down is riddled with rising young talent, from the likes of Hugh Dancy to Orlando Bloom. But for our money, the pre-fame role that always tickles our fancy is that of Tom Hardy as SPC Lance Twombly. Between traversing the battle-scarred streets of Mogadishu and appearing in HBO's World War II miniseries Band of Brothers, 2001 was quite the debut for the 24-year-old Hardy, playing a soldier in 2 esteemed war projects.
Might as well take dope and beer instead.